Hey everybody, good to see you all this evening. I expect tonight we're gonna have a lighter crowd as we go into 4th of July weekend here, but that ain't no thing. We're out here making things work, but excited to get to see everyone here again as well. I've been insanely busy, insanely busy. Um, but hey, we're alive. That's all we can ask for, right? We're making it happen. Um, Okay, I'll start off as usual with announcements on what's new and what's going on in the platform. Let's see here. Pull up our list. We've been pushing out a lot of new versions recently, which you guys have probably seen, expanding rent comps, improving things there. Um, let's see here. I think I think last week we did 5 releases. A lot of them are really tiny releases, right? Like upgrades. We did 5 new versions last week, which has been crazy. But we have a bunch of things. We have another I know I'm not even gonna list them all. There's so many features, tweaks, and improvements we've made. There's too many. A lot of stuff has been upgraded. I'm gonna say that. You'll get an email about all the new things we've done. The biggest thing is the CRM integration, right? It's done. It's just pending Zapier's thing. Widgets well on its way to being launched this month, which we're really excited about getting out there. Um, which has been fun. But I will say we are actually, you know what? I'm gonna get you guys' opinion on this. This is only available for those who are here tonight, but we are toying with the idea of redesigning or upgrading the user interface when you first log into BrightInvestor to have even more of a modern feel and approach. The team was literally discussing this today. So in no way, shape, or form am I committing to any of these changes, but I just want your guys' eyes on this. First, most immediate reaction when I show you what this new web page could look like when you first log into BrightInvestor, whether it's overwhelmingly positive or overwhelmingly negative or completely neutral. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. I just want you to tell me what you think. If BrightInvestor looked like this when you logged in, more or less. So this is a mock-up. You can put it in the chat. Let me know what you think. Or you can update yourself. But we're thinking about going this kind of direction with a little bit more modern, a little bit more. Now, the main differences you guys would know was that the map now covers the entire screen essentially. But there'll be a floating sidebar on the right with a bit more of a little bit glow buttons, making search deals a bit larger, getting rid of some of the blocking and some of the other coloration in the background, having a bit more modern, free floating approach to the front end of what BrightInvestor would look like when you first log in. So I'm not 100% sure that's where we want to go, but if anyone had a very strong opinion on this, one way or the other, love some feedback on it as well. As we kind of build this out, because we would have the buttons over here would be like your Google Map button, your clear map button, and then you'd have this as your new sidebar. So any ideas or any thoughts, please unmute, let me know now. So
I
love to hear
like
you
it.
guys have. You
I
like
like
it?
it. Is it going to be local? Like when it opens up, it's going to be like your area, or where's it going to open up to?
Yeah, it opened up to the map of the US or your most recently sought area, correct?
Okay. Yeah, I like it. I hate change, but I like this.
No, that I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay. That's good. I got one thumbs up. Okay, Dolores looking nice. Okay, awesome.
I
Yeah,
like
we're
it,
looking for something.
but I
Helena,
have,
another thumbs up.
yes, but I think you need to adapt also the text at the top, the blue part. It's just
Okay,
different from what you have on the side, whereas the search deals, it still
okay.
looks a little bit that they don't match in design.
This color and this color.
Yes.
Yeah, so we were thinking we should do them different colors so that this button doesn't blend in at the top. So we're not sure if this color should be purple or green or orange or something. But the thought is that this color would not be the same color as this blue. It would be something that like stands out against it. But if there's an idea on what that color should be, I'm all ears. So this color can change. Some of these things can change, but going this direction overall is what we're thinking. for the front end. Make it a little bit smoother. But any other notes, Paulina?
Could it be no color at all and just like an outline, a thick outline
Yeah, we could do that. We could do
that
no
could
color
match?
here.
Yeah, or they just don't speak the same language to me. The search
No,
on
yeah,
the upper part.
you're totally right. Okay, that's a good
But I
note
think
here.
it's nice the different colors between the market trends, all blue, the green. I think
Perfect.
it looks nice and it definitely looks more modern.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. And that, you guys have seen since the whole time being here on BI, right? Everything's gonna get like 1% better every time. So we feel like this is a nice step forward into being a bit more modern up here. And what we're thinking is that right up here in this top right section, when you have your profile and your list and reports, when the widget goes live, which allows you to put BrightInvestor on your website or your, whatever, or your home, whatever you want to put it, there'll be a little mail, a little inbox, where every time someone fills out your form, like a rent report or a Bright report you send out to somebody, anytime someone fills out that form, it'll have a little like notification, like you've got mail, like oh new lead, oh new lead, oh new lead. So we're thinking that's going to be something that people will like as well. Chester, thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go tell the team that it is audience approved, that direction. So that's good for me to hear. Pumped about that. Let's see here. I've got like again 30 things that are going out this week and are just all fun new things you guys will get an update on. Just small tweaks as well. Um, oh, this is probably my most exciting update. We think, okay, we have found a way to more or less hack Google in a way to where every time that we release a new version, it will automatically clear your guys' cache for a BrightInvestor, so you don't have to clear your cache anymore. That has been a problem for like 3 years. And we think we finally figured out a way to do it. So now every time there's a new version, you'll just automatically get access to it. You don't have to do anything funky. So we're playing with that right now. And if that goes live, that will solve like 80% of my stress on a daily basis, which would be great. So pretty pumped about that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull open BrightInvestor and answer some questions. While I do this, Rich, how was your trip down to Florida?
Trip was good. Um, he signed over the property to me, but he owes me
Good.
money for the rent, which he's been delaying. I have a feeling he thought that he was waiting to get the rent from the tenant and Section 8, but I already put a
Okay.
kibosh on that. I was one step ahead of him on that one. So the title
Awesome.
company is working on that. I sent him a text today and we got crickets. So we'll continue to push on that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad to hear it. Sounds like it's going in the right direction.
Yeah, as soon as I officially take it over, I'm gonna put it up and see what I can sell it for.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Are you gonna list it with an agent or list it yourself?
No, I have an agent I met down there.
Yeah.
He has a lot of
Okay.
investors and stuff, so he's gonna see if he can get a cash buyer.
Cool. Okay. Well, I can say you were sorely missed last week. We had some people who were asking where Rich was.
Really?
So glad absolutely glad. Yeah. You have fans. You have fans.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna be, by the way,
Absolutely.
driving through your state on the
Are ya?
18th. The 18th. Yeah, we're flying into Milwaukee. Friends are picking us up, and then we're gonna drive down to Branson. And
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and go down to
absolutely.
Branson. Yeah.
You might have to make a detour over to the new house and stop by for a cigar and some wine. Uh,
Oh, send me
if,
the
if,
address.
yeah, I might have to. I mean, actually, you might pass through. Yeah. We'll talk about it. You shoot me a text, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
It was actually funny. I hadn't posted this yet, but we had a BrightInvestor Diamond student who came to St. Louis last week, and we did some on the ground education where we walked fourplexes together and we did property by property inspections together, teaching how to look at things. And then they stayed the night at my new place in the guest house, and we spent the whole evening together talking real estate and just hang out. So the precedent has been set for
Oh,
BrightInvestor
I'm
users to
there.
come
I'll be
through.
there in August.
Perfect. So that was a fun time. All right, I'm gonna go up in and pop open BI here, and we're gonna get crack-a-lackin'. Okie dokie. Now, Kathy, I know you had a question for me earlier today, emailed about how we can find investors who own multiple properties inside of into that state. And I want to say for that question, I emailed the team today. They're working with me to figure out what we can do technically in the back end.
Okay.
So our current setup doesn't allow for that kind of restrictions, but we are actually seeking to see if we can code a solution just for you. So
That would be fantastic.
I will get back. I will be getting back to you as soon as we can on that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and play around with some property. And earlier today, I was playing around with, where was I? I was in Las Vegas. Where was I? Where's Nevada? There we go, Las Vegas. So looking at properties over here in the nice LV. And one of the things that you guys may have noted, but you may not have noted, with one of the new upgrades is that when you guys now do rent growth on the sidebar, looking for how an area has grown, we of course have the zip code option where you can say, hey, 2-bed, 1-bath property in this zip code. In this case, rents are down 7.5% over the last couple of years. They were at 1430, they cratered down to about 1240, came back up to about 1400, and now back down around the 1300 range. So we have that. What we also did is we now added rent growth to city by zip code, and we made some big functionality improvements. So now when you do rent growth for city by zip code, instead of just doing like all green, what it should do, and watch me eat my own words here. Here we go. Now it outlines the entire city in rent growth from red to green to white, does the whole city overall, and it now does the table that we did for appreciation. So what that means is you can now instantly see which zip code has seen the biggest rent growth in the entire city in a glance. So for Andy and Kathy, right on the PM side, instantly when we do this, we can get an idea of what are the 2-bedroom, 1-bath rents for the entirety of the city, for example. Then filter that and see where are the rents highest over the course of the entire city, and where's the rent growth the fastest. For example, this zip code 89081 has seen 27% rent growth, where 2-bedrooms used to be 1650, and now they're 2100. So we made that upgrade here.
That's highlighted with the blue. What does the pink mean?
What was that?
What does the pink mean?
Pink means it is losing value. So anywhere you see red or pink, that means rents are going down. Okay. Anywhere you see this kind of white to green is where rents are going up. So we can pretty quickly see which spots are seeing the fastest growth and the most declines. So really, really interesting stuff. And like as Rich pointed out, when you highlight any one of these rows, it will highlight that appropriate zip code on the map for you. And again, that's by going to rent growth city by zip code.
That's an amazing amount of data in one place.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And Chester, yes, it is gradient scale from red to white to green. So yeah, the hope here is that you can say, hey, clients, or hey, team, if we want to see the fastest rent growth over the last couple of years, let's focus on these top 5 zip codes. Great. And then you be smart by coming down here and saying, awesome, 89081 and awesome, 89081. What I might do is then come in here and say 89081. Check out that zip code and then say, great, what's my appreciation look like? And I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I know that's been requested. And see what the home prices are. Rich, go ahead.
Yeah, I got a question. When you go on the right with those things, is there any way we can click on them to lock them in so we keep them on the screen?
We can add them as a layer. So we can add them as a layer and save that map so we can come back and look at it later.
Okay,
so
how do you save it as a layer?
On the right-hand side, you'll scroll down. There'll be a button that says add as layer.
Add layer. Okay.
So like, for example, right, we saw that the rent growth here was the fastest in the whole city. At the same time, home prices are up 41% over the last 5 years, averaging 7.5% appreciation per year. In fact, this zip code went from averaging 310,000 to 460 in less than 2 years. Then we had a pullback to about 420,000, and we've been steadily climbing since then, back up to our peaks. So massive rent growth, massive appreciation. Next thing I'm going to look at, right, in this area is checking my population growth, always. Check it out for the last couple of years. And in this area, let's see what we got. Oh my gosh. Up 14% in 5 years. Crushing it. Super fast appreciation. Super fast rent growth. Super fast population growth. Just crushing it on the gains. And if I come down to my income section and do this search, massive income. From 65,000 to almost 90K in 5 years, 35% jump in incomes, when our rule of thumb was only 15% over 5 years. Guys, you've seen me do a lot of BrightInvestor searches. How many zip codes do you see massive rent growth and income growth and appreciation and population in the same zip code in the same period of time? The answer is not many. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, but Donato, I mean, we could, if we try to get in now, we can be at the top of the hill here.
So that's where we're looking at the home prices, right? We saw that home prices peaked at 460 and they came back down to that 410 range. And then here, let me pull that back up. So when we pulled the appreciation map, and that's a good question for us to talk about. Right? When we see this, what we're finding is that the home prices peaked in that period of like 2020 range or 2022 range, right here. And then since then, right, when interest rates started getting higher, prices came back down. But what's important is that since 2023, even as interest rates have kept climbing, not only did home prices stay stable, they kept going up anyways. So what this is telling us is that there's enough demand to bypass or circumvent the negative pressure of the interest rates. Plus, Rich, no one's telling us we have to buy at the top of the market.
Mm-hmm.
We know the population's growing, we know the income's growing, we know the rent is growing. If we can find a property here that is priced below the median, so right now the median price is 440. If we can find a property here that's at 300 or 350 and buy below the median home price, we are getting a great deal in an area that's growing very quickly.
Right, and that probably
That's
needs
what's
rehab,
awesome.
that house. I would assume that house would be rehab.
Sure, could need rehab, absolutely, but we're definitely getting into an area that's seeing massive growth.
Now, could we tell any type of path of progress with any of this software?
So at one point we had build permits on here, which is showing where we got rid of that a while ago because for a lot of reasons. But what we can do is take a look at things like our an easy way is go to our satellite view and zoom in and start seeing how many new subdivisions I can find. So in this area, right, what do I see? Brand new golf course going in with all this construction. Wait, is that a golf course? Yeah, brand new golf course just went in right here. Okay, I see brand new subdivision, brand new construction, massive solar farm going in right here, massive new construction. I see another new subdivision, another new subdivision, another new subdivision, 2 more subdivisions. What is this over here? A new power plant that went in. Okay, what's over here? Another new subdivision, 3 more new subdivisions. And then all of this currently being zoned out. So this going to satellite view and seeing all the data that we have, I can very quickly see all the different things that are going in over here.
So could that also be, though, that it's going to be overbuilt, like what's happened with Austin and San Antonio?
It's possible, but what we would be seeing is if you go look at San Antonio and Austin, you would see declining rents.
Yes.
Other parts of Las Vegas are seeing declining rents except for this area.
Okay.
This area over the last 24 months has still seen positive home price growth and rents and population and income. So even when everybody else is doing poorly, this area is doing very well over the same period of time. So we're seeing a lot of, again, which tells us if we can get in at a lower price per door, we're going to be interested in doing so. And of course, we want to go to our bedroom count depth. right?
Now,
So-
could we tell what's being built and hasn't come to market yet? Like they do in that other website, what the hell's the name of it? You know, the big guy.
So what we'll do first is we'll check out what kind of properties are being built here, or what kind of properties are here, and
4 or
clearly
5 days.
4 and 5 bedrooms. Right, these are brand new big houses. Lots of 4 and 5 bedroom rents properties in this area. In fact, almost 80% of the market are 4 and 5 bedrooms. Okay. Now, the rent that I looked at was for 2 bedrooms. And we just saw that 2 bedrooms are a minority part of the market, which means there's very low supply, which is causing a lot of demand and higher rent growth. So, to Kathy and Rich's point, if I check out rent growth for, say, a 4-bedroom property, is it going to be as high as 2-bedroom? It's not. 4 bedrooms here, the 2 bedrooms are growing at a rate of 27%. The 4 bedrooms are growing at 2%. Why? Because a bunch of new supply of 4 bedrooms just come on. So let me go check 3 bedrooms, right? Let's check 3s. Flat. The highest rent growth in this area has been in the property types that are the most rare, which is our 2 bedrooms. That makes a lot of sense. So if you're able to pick up 2-bedroom properties in this area, which I would do by going to search deals, single family, off market, 2-bedroom properties, and just find me all the off market 2-bedroom properties that are, we'll say, at least 1,000 square feet, that are owned by individuals. Let's find people that have owned property here for a while, I'll say 10 years, and just in this zip code. Do that search, I've got 2,800 2-bedroom properties that have been owned for over a decade. So I'm going to go ahead and restrict that and say I only want 2-bedroom properties. And now I go from 2,800 to 162. And what do you know? They're all in this one neighborhood. All the 2 bedrooms are like right here in this area. And if I turn my satellite view, I can see this subdivision. So a lot of 2-bedroom properties got built right here in this spot. So I'm going to go in here and say, great. Are there any of these people who have owned them for 10 years that are absentee owners and are investors? Ha, got them. 21. 21 investors own 2-bedroom properties in this zip code that they've held for a decade. Great. I'm going to go find the property like this one and say, great. Oh, okay. Eric Wong bought this property back in 2006 for $276,000. Lives in California. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath property. Out-of-state owner with high equity. I've got rents right here putting me in almost $2K a month. I got plenty of comps here that say over $2K a month, which is great. I've got a booming market here, which is fantastic. If I look at my analyzer for numbers, see what might make sense here. I'm gonna see if I can make a price that works. So this is a situation where you'd be likely buying for appreciation. And I'm gonna get my insurance quote real quick. We know the area is doing great, so I'm looking to break even the best that I can. So 5%, 5%. I could not pay this guy $377 with the current comps tell me it's worth. I know he bought it for $260. So let me see. What happens if I bought this thing for even $300 wouldn't work? What happens if I zero out my CapEx, my vacancy, and my repairs? Still not quite doing enough. Well, because this guy has owned the property for so long, it might make sense to pitch seller financing and say we can pay him maybe $350 for the property. We're willing to put down 10% maybe if he seller finances it to us at, oh, I don't know, 4%. Even that would still be low. We would have to, let's say here. No, I'm not quite. I think I get really creative on this deal.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I put down 15%, that helps. I'm just trying to figure out how to make this deal work. Couldn't pay him that. What about 300? Almost. Maybe 20% down. You're breaking even. Hmm. So if you wanted to buy a property here that at least broke even in an area that's doing pretty well, you can make him an offer for 300 grand, 20% down. He's seller finance you at 40%. And then you'd be able to break even on this asset. And then you want to hold this for as long as you can as a play. Oh, it's a brand new building, 2005. Okay, pretty new. So my CapEx is going to be low. Okay. That's one way to do it. But still, if you could find like a fix and flip in this area or a rundown theater in this area, great place to do it. All right. Yeah, cash flowing in Vegas is tough, but if you can find something here that's like run down, you know what? Let's do a little search here. Let's find. Show me anyone show me any investor that owns a 2-bedroom property where they have a tax lien against them. None. Okay, how about any that are in pre-foreclosure? None. Okay. How about folks that have an adjustable rate mortgage? Aha. Okay, we got 3 of them. We got 3 people with an adjustable rate mortgage that might be looking to exit their property, could be in a little bit of a rusty situation. I might start with them. Okay. But regardless, I just want to show you guys an example of using that new rent growth section to find areas that I want to prospect to. So like Kathy and Andy, as you know, as PMs, you know that area is great. If you have all those investors there that own properties, I'd go to them and say, hey, your area is fantastic. Look at the numbers. If I can PM this property for you, we're gonna make a ton of money if we hold this thing for the next 15 years. Right? Great long-term hold area. So helps make the prospect easier and helps you as an investor figure out which areas might see some of the biggest, best returns. All right. Bunch of other stuff that's new. You guys get a taste of that here soon. I will point out to you guys real quick on your reports. This was a requested feature. When you are sending out rent reports now, any rent comps that you guys have turned off now will not show up on the rent report. And when you send somebody a property report or a Reddit report and you click the share settings icon, by default, any rent comp or sale comp you turn off because you don't like it or you don't think it's a good comp will automatically not show up on the report. If you turn this back on, then any comp you toggle off will still show up on your report, but it'll just show up turned off. That's something new that got requested. I've been talking for a hot minute here. Let me go ahead and open it up for some other questions or comments or concerns or notes. Again, we're still doing more releases every week, guys, right now, trying to push out as much of your requested features as possible. We're making a lot of great progress on it. But yeah, anything you got, let me know. And I'm gonna let the team know about the new front end design. And if you guys let them know, we can probably go ahead and move forward with that.
Donato, you don't click into CoStar at all, do you?
No, we don't click into CoStar. They're a cool platform, and they're focused on the commercial real estate space. They do retail, they do large multifamily, they do all their, yeah. Yep,
So they don't do
it's
the
CoStar.
they don't do the small multis, just the big multis?
They do some of the small multis as well, like in the 10 to 20 or 30 unit space as well. And it's not their bread and butter, but they do it.
I've found fourplexes there and some new build duplexes.
Yep. Yeah, they do have the multifamily. They also do some industrial, some retail, some self-storage, some assisted living. The CoStar conglomerate, the CoStar conglomerate is their whole company is, I think they own 9 or 10 brands now. They own apartments.com, they own homes.com, they own CoStar, of course, they own LoopNet. They all own the same company, owns them all.
That's good to know.
I have a request or a question. When you're
Yeah.
looking at different neighborhoods, would it be possible to say, I know you kind of more or less can tell, but would you be able to put it as a B or C or D neighborhood?
Yes, we can. I fought that for a long time. I might lose that fight. It's okay. I might lose. That's fine. Um, for a long time, my opinion has been I don't want to tell someone what's an A or B or C because my C might be their D, but there is value in doing it. So I'm open to doing it, but I'm going to put a big fat disclaimer on there that says this is our opinion. And based on our number, but I'm open to doing it. I'm open to doing it. What we'd be doing, by the way, to do that, right? What we'd be doing is taking things like income, home prices, rent growth, um, ownership rates, schools, crime, and then assigning it a score, and then saying that anything between like an 85 to 100 is an A, 75 to 85 would be like a B, 65 to 75 would be a C, and underneath that would be like a D. So that's what we'd be doing. But I'll talk to the team about it.
Okay. Mhm. Thanks.
Yeah. I'll do it for you. I'll look into that more for you, Paulina. I'll do that.
I, I'll be honest, Donato, that is going to be pretty tough to do. Um, it, it, like
Yeah,
I
it's go ahead.
I thought that that was something where again, sort of like the like the 1% or the 2% rules, like an easy enough metric, to just kind of like say, hey, quick rule of thumb, if you see this, this, and this, looks like a good deal or a good, what's the word? A neighborhood, B neighborhood. Like I was definitely thinking along those lines until I kind of realized, like I'd put it in the chat. It's the same way that regular grades can work. Yeah, they do change, or they can start out one way, but especially with things like, gentrification, seeing certain things, it does definitely change over time. So that honestly, I would have been quite a proponent for it before realizing like if you get too fixed on, if something is an A, B, C, or D, and you start relying on it, and then things start to change and you're not really like say for example in like a recession or something like that, how do you know that a neighborhood has like gone from like a B neighborhood to a C neighborhood or things like that, you know what I mean? So that's where it gets a little bit hairy, and it's especially in times where we as buyers are going to want to be on the hunt for deals. And so, you don't want to basically be too overly reliant on something and then it kind of throws out false signals. I'm going to go
Sure.
back on mute because I hear a lot of noise in the background. So I'll kind of be on the being in the chat.
Yeah, no problem. Those are good points, and all things where with where we are, Bright Investor, right? We're pumping out a lot of features, right? CRM integration, widget, new user interface design, tons of small tweaks and pushes and things to make it smoother and faster and easier. But that's something though with a widget like or with a class kind of a component there. That's definitely something I'd be interested in rolling out if I can do it right. And I want to make sure if we do it, I'm going to do it right. So it's something we'll have to keep brainstorming on how we can do it effectively to make it work. But something I'm very much open to entertaining, especially as it's a fast way to get a high level overview. But it's a great point. Any other notes, comments, questions, concerns, or requests for tutorials? I know Dolores said you've been doing some deals recently. So what's been going on in your neck of the woods?
Everything's been going well. We're working on our first fix and flip. We've had about 2 weeks to start the renovation, and that's here on Oahu. I just got under contract for a new property in Atlanta. That's going to be more of it's a rental, but it's going to be more of the co-living type of a rental with pad split.
Okay.
So just got under contract with that one. So Yeah, and working
Nice.
with a couple of partners on a couple other deals. So just crossing fingers,
Okay.
and keep going.
That's great. Are you using our hard money or private money for those?
Yes, for most of the ones that are like the buy and holds, from Kansas, we did hard money for the fix and flip for the primary purchase, and then PML for the renovation and holding costs and everything. And I'll do the same thing for the Atlanta one. Is I'll do hard money for the purchase, and then private money for the renovation.
Very nice. Okay. Love to hear it. So you're buying a lot right now. You're having acquisition mode just like I am.
Yes. You got to get them when the deal is right. And as long as you're buying it right, then it's a good deal and you just got to go for it.
Can I put you in the spot and ask you to run us through some of your numbers?
Yeah. So, the property here on Oahu, we purchased the property for, so it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. We purchased it for $350. We got it at auction. It was a online auction.
Okay.
And then, the renovation budget is $130,000. Holding is going to be 6 months because we're not doing any exterior work, so it's only like a regular permit issue. Otherwise, it would take forever to get done. Oh my gosh. So the project, we expect to sell it in 6 months, and we're estimating $650 would be the sale price.
Nice. Love it.
What are your
Okay.
carrying
Good.
charges you estimate? And
Say
insurance,
again?
carrying charges and insurance?
Yeah, so everything that we expect is going to be about 25,000.
So you're at 350K plus 130K plus 25K for your all-in cost. Is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. So that gives us a whopping total, right? Or what is that? Thank you, Chester. You make my life easier. This is great.
505.
Okay. Don't make me do math today. It's been a long day.
And you think it's going to sell
Okay.
for what?
For 650, you say 650.
Right.
So a solid $150,000 net
Oh,
on
you
that.
got to take out
Ain't too
what are the realtor fees? What are the realtor fees? 4%, 6%?
No, 3%.
Okay,
nice.
good. That's 19.5.
3% off the top. That'd be about
19.5.
20, about 19, 20,000. Okay, yeah, for sure. Call it plus 20. That's a really solid deal there, Dilbert. That's awesome.
Yeah, and again, it all just goes back to everything we talk about, right? You got to buy it right. You got to make sure that you anticipate the extra time that it'll take to sell, and any potential delays and everything else. So yeah, I think we're feeling pretty good about it.
Nice.
That's awesome. Huge deal. That's fantastic. Congrats. Great work on something like that.
Well, once we sell it, then we'll do the
We'll
final
celebrate.
We'll
numbers,
celebrate.
and we'll see what the actual will be.
What was the closing date?
We closed on the 17th, June 17th.
Okay, so we'll be selling right around a nice Christmas time sale. I like
Yeah.
it.
It'll
Sell
be
around
on, yeah.
Christmas.
So, it'll be fall season going into winter. So, but in Hawaii, again, it's never really winter. So,
Absolutely. Someone's gonna get someone's gonna get a new beach house for Christmas morning.
yeah.
Like all those car commercials where it's like, honey, I bought a new Lexus.
Yeah.
Oh, the 2025 new, yeah. It's like someone bought me a beach house in Hawaii.
It's
I
just,
wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that present.
It's literally a
that.
block away from the beach, so
There you go. That's great. Congratulations. That's fantastic. That'd be a
thanks.
huge deal. Keep me posted on that one. I want to understand how that one goes and
Yeah.
how what you work through there.
Absolutely.
How
Wow.
did it wind up on auction? Was it bank took it back from the people?
So they had lived in it since since the beginning, and in the end the previous owner had gotten really old and could no longer take care of the property anymore, and had to move out into other family living situations due to health issues. And unfortunately, I found it on auction. I just wish I had gotten to them before and hoped that I could have helped them save, the foreclosure and such on their
On the records.
credit.
Yeah.
But those things happen, and we take it for where it is now and we move forward. So
Yeah.
Great. So you got that property purchased. What's the square footage on this?
it's 1951.
That's a nice hefty little renovation budget you got going on there. That's solid.
Yeah,
So that
it needs updated plumbing.
oh, okay.
You know,
There you go.
the
Yep.
roof is great. The foundation's good, but pretty much everything inside needs to be redone. But it's not, I'm not adding bedrooms. I'm not adding. I just need to replace everything and update everything. So two new
Sure. That's
bathrooms,
flooring.
new kitchen. I'm actually adding a kitchenette because when you first walk in, there's a lower level that has like a big living area, and then it has a 1 bedroom, 1 bath on that level. And then to the right now, there's an opening. It's probably about 8 feet. And there's like 2 steps that go up into another main living area with the main kitchen. And then there's 3 bedrooms and one bath there. So what we're doing is we're closing off the wall a little bit, and we're making it so that they could rent out the 1 bedroom one at the bottom if they wanted to, or they could keep it open and have it, an in-law suite or something like
That's
that.
smart.
Do you take
That's
pictures along
smart.
the way, D? Before,
Say
during,
again?
and after? Love to see them.
Oh yeah, I have photos from all the before stuff, and yeah, I'm going out there I've already been out there twice, so I'll be going out there every couple of weeks and taking photos, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated.
Is that close to where
At
you
some
live?
It's about an hour drive.
Okay.
At some point, I'd love to see a breakdown of the photos. We'll dedicate a whole office hour session to your project, kind of revision and timeline.
Yeah, I'll put it in a Canva presentation and show it to you.
Ooh, yes, please. We shoot me an email about that. And next we can plan that. I would love to.
Of
I will
course.
get this tentatively. That'd be great. Oh, that's awesome. I always love when we can talk about real deals. It's great. And I know Andy just chimed in that he knows a good PM in Atlanta. It might be worth reaching out and saying hi.
Beautiful.
Perfect. All right, guys. Let me go ahead. So if you have
Renato,
any,
I think last time you said you had a good DSCR. In case I have to keep that property in Florida, I'm gonna have to DSCR it.
The DSCR, I would recommend Lending One is a good one, as well as CV3.
CV3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
perfect. All right, guys. If you have those are notes. So if anyone's interested in seeing how that deal broke out, I'm going to go ahead and close the whiteboard out now. But thank you for sharing that to us. I really appreciate that. It's always cool to see how people are doing real deals in today's market, and what your numbers are. You guys know I'm under contract on that 50-unit assisted living facility right now. We did our first webinar for it on Tuesday. We were 60% soft committed on that deal before the first webinar. So I hope to be able to get it out there and get that thing closed I close in about a month, so that'll be a fun one.
That's
Then
the
I have another
Pittsburgh.
offer going out. What's up?
Is that Pittsburgh?
Yep, it's Pittsburgh. So hopefully he can buy a lot more. I wanted to share too. I probably should have mentioned this a while ago, but I was invited to keynote a mastermind in Greece. I don't think I mentioned it here yet. It's happening in October, and there is basically a old friend of mine as doing a real estate mastermind at his business partner's family's boutique hotel in Santorini. And it is something that it's been in the family for a couple of generations. And they are going to mastermind about real estate and about business. And it is a 5-day event. They rented out a yacht for the day where people are going to show up. They're going to do a whole yacht tour of the bay for a day. It's a food and wine tour. Every day is a mastermind with me and 3 other speakers talking about this. And I'm going. And he basically gave me the opportunity to let people know about it if they wanted to go and check it out. So I should have mentioned this to people here. Like, I think some of you might like the idea of going to Greece. So I'm going to put the link to that here in the chat, and you guys can check it out and learn more about it. But I'm going to go. I'll be there hanging out, and it'll be a great opportunity to network, mastermind, more intimate setting, and have a really cool place to do it at. So if you're interested in that, check it out. I know Dolores did some Asian traveling. She might be like, "Oh, you know what? Europe sounds great," but let me know.
I'll be in Aruba for 2 weeks in October.
All right. You're going to Aruba for 2 weeks? That's right. You got your annual trip with the missus, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know, we have a guy down there that people we travel with, he's buying a young kid. He's a good kid. You know the storage units?
Yeah.
They're making homes out of them on land, putting in
Wow.
bathrooms, air conditioning, and so on and so forth. And those aren't too
That's interesting.
expensive. I'm gonna get the numbers when I'm traveling, you know, see what he's actually gonna do with those things. Pretty interesting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. If there's no other questions, comments, concerns, we'll go ahead and we'll wrap it here for the evening. I want to say thanks all for being here. Hope everyone has a really awesome 4th of July weekend with some great plans. Hope you guys spend some time with family. If you got anything cool going on, any good firework display, shoot me a text with a photo. So I like seeing that kind of stuff. And I look forward to seeing you guys all next week and with our new upgrades, things of that nature. So thank you all for being here. Have a great 4th. Talk to you soon.
That's good. Happy 4th,
Donato,
everybody.
Thanks, Donato.
Donato, I was gonna
Bye-bye.
ask really quick about your market of St. Louis. Like, are you seeing any small multis that are available?
Yeah. I mean, I'm offering on fourplexes all the time. When I toured on Friday, they originally listed for 450 and now it's at 275.
What?
So
What?
yeah. Yeah. So I'm making an offer on that because it makes sense. It has a new roof on it. It has updated plumbing, updated electrical, new updated HVAC. So not too shabby.
Wow.
I'm coming out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So feel free to come make offers. It's a good spot to be. It's actually one that I was touring with the other BI Diamond student where we actually walked it. We're like, hey, this is why I like it. This is what we look for. This is what's interesting about it. So that was a cool experience. Got some photos and videos of that we'll send out soon. But yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Absolutely. So they're not all like that. But I did just get sent Rich, I got sent the 12-plex for $750,000
Where?
in St. Louis.
Wow.
Yeah.
And just
So
really just two like things just more randomly curious than anything about and I guess I know it's going to be kind of like area by area, but like what are you seeing for like rents? Are you seeing like somewhere in the like 900 to 1200 range, or are you seeing higher for 2 and 3 beds for your area?
depending on the area, if it's assuming it's not like super nice trendy kind of spot, like anywhere from like 1,000 to 1,300 for a 2-bedroom, anywhere from like 750 to 900 for a 1-bedroom. You can get cheaper. Oh, I gotta tell you guys about this.
Mhm.
I think I got sent maybe the worst property I've ever seen in my life the other day. Oh, I need to see if I can find this. Hold on. Hold on. This thing was garbage. Okay, this is actually really interesting. I want you guys to guess what they were charging for a studio apartment in 2025. So you can guess.
Charging for
Where?
a studio apartment.
Studio apartment.
I'm gonna guess probably 1,100, something crazy.
Any other guesses?
I'm going the other way. 400.
$190.
What?
$190 a month for a studio apartment in 2025. Now you're gonna see this property and you're gonna see why. Because this thing was, oh, it was truly, truly astounding. Okay, I gotta show you guys a photo of this thing. Hold on, I gotta find this thing now. If you guys are willing to be patient with me while I find
Oh,
this, because
yeah.
this thing,
We're going to be patient.
Yeah, definitely.
it was, I couldn't believe someone ever thought that constructing this property was a good idea. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, it was super cheap too. That's why I first looked at it. I'm like, what's going on here? Price, here we go. I think it was under 600 grand. Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can find it. I've got to find this thing.
How many doors is it?
It was like a large. Was it? Oh, was it this one? Was it this? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. No, okay. It was like at least like 15 doors or 20 doors. Um. Oh, I gotta find this thing. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like these units, like you couldn't even open the fridge without hitting like the wall. It was the construction was just ludicrous. Oh, I gotta find this thing. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Just bear with me here
Yeah.
while I look this entire listing that they sent me.
Where is everybody else located on on the screen here? What states?
Yeah, great question.
We know D's in
Hawaii.
Hawaii. How about Paulina and Andy? Chester,
I'm
the
in
Chicago, right, Chester?
Chicago.
Where are you,
Is it-
Paulina?
In Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah. So is Jason.
Yeah, Jason's in Chicago.
Chester, you're in Chicago
Chi-town.
too, no?
Detroit.
Detroit. And Andy?
I'm in Atlanta.
Atlanta. And we got, who else? We got Joe.
Let's see here. Oh,
The note taker. And Jason.
was this it?
Chicago.
Oh, come on. If I can't find it right now, I will do like an email blast with this thing. I promise you I will. Because I'm going to find it. I'm going to find this thing. It is too good. It's too good to be true. Or too bad to be true, honestly. It's a better way to put it. Oh, where the freak did it go? I thought I saved it because it was so bad. Okay. I will email it out to you guys. I won't hold up your whole. Oh, wait.
Got it. There it is.
Oh,
Come
wait.
on.
Yes.
There you
Okay.
got
Yes.
it.
Okay. This is it. Okay. It is a 20-unit building for $400,000. The current rents are $190 a month for a studio apartment and $225 a month for a one bedroom.
Wow.
All
gosh.
furniture is being included in the sale. And allow me to show you share my screen of this asset. Like this is just
20,000
just
a door.
insane.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
$20,000 a door. Okay. This is the interior. This is bedroom 1. This is a studio. You walk in, flat mattress. That's the kitchen.
What?
Get the hell out of here.
Look at that fucking kitchen. Can you believe it? Can you believe that kitchen? Oh my! See that? Do you,
What is
so
the
you have
distance
your
between-
furnace, you have your stove, and you have the sink.
Where do you stand?
What's the difference between the
You
sink
got to
and the
do your
stove?
Pilates, guys. You got to sit right there. Is
Oh my
that not the
gosh.
craziest thing you've ever seen in your life?
That is
Please grab a
wild.
I love all
grab
the
a photo of
exposed
that.
gas
And
lines. Those are awesome.
yeah, that cannot be up to code. In no way, shape, or form.
So basically, these 20 units should be 10 units.
These 20 units should be 0 units. This building needs to be non-existent. Okay,
Knock
this is
walls
ridiculous.
down here.
Oh
Look at
my
that
gosh,
bathroom.
come on.
Look at that bathroom.
Oh,
Look at guys. Guess what? Guess what? It's fully occupied. It's fully occupied building. 100% occupied.
Wow.
And that
What?
What,
That's
what, drug addicts?
100%.
it's 100% occupied. Isn't
That's
that
insane.
terrible?
That's
So you're
disgusting.
paying you're paying $200 a month in rent. For some people, $200 is $200, man. But oh my gosh. Look at that kitchen.
That is insane.
Like,
And I'm sure they're
come
plaster
look-
walls
on.
too.
Yeah, this is where they blew out the wall here for this other unit. Oh,
You've got to be kidding. My gosh.
so
That's the
hey
bed on the
guys, this
floor.
is what I tell you. Cheap. I don't think those are needles. I think those are just screwdrivers, but I could be wrong. This is what the first deal I was ever gonna buy, the 96 unit building, looked like this when I got there. This is why I did not buy, to be clear. Like, yeah, it is just
You've got to be.
the
Come
look-
on.
look at that.
I love the way that gas
Ah.
line is like sticking out.
Yep.
That is just absolutely criminal.
Yeah. It's not criminal, it's just cheap. Well, it might be criminal. I can't say that. It might be criminal, but it's cheap.
The floors are
For
good.
sure.
What the
Floors
hell?
aren't bad. Floors aren't bad. Everything else needs to go. Oh,
my God.
Goodness.
isn't that sexy? Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
Jesus Christ.
gorgeous.
Wow. It feels like
Mhm.
I'd like teleported back to like the late 1970s.
Yep. Yep. It's not great. It's not great.
I got
Oh,
a water leak.
but I saw this property. I was like, I have to share this on office hours
Oh
because
my
this
God.
thing is. You got your active leak. Rich active leak right
Yeah.
there. That's great.
I love it.
Oh, I saw that though, and I was like, I can't.
Oh, they're
I was
all
like, you
needed.
got your-
Look at that.
Yeah, well,
look
the
at that
meter.
open-
That's
They're
great.
getting an
look at that
electrical
open
box.
wiring right there. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it is insane. It is insane.
and where is
right?
this? St. Louis?
Yeah, it's in this area. So they're selling it as it's a fully furnished by the week with you guys, that's $190 fully furnished with utilities.
Come
Utilities included. Yeah. 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 I thought you guys might like that. So that's the kind of deals that thankfully I know enough to say no to. None of you better let me catch you buying a deal like that.
Yeah,
I-
no,
I
that's a
might-
crime.
I would probably have to hit you.
Just looking at that, I want to take a shower.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, thankfully your showers in your kitchen, so you can have a snack while you do it. No, you won't have to wait too long. So don't buy properties like that. There are great ones, right? But there are also those. And like to think that someone at some point made the decision, guys, we need to put the stove with 6 inches of space from the countertop. Like that's what we have to do. That's the right play. So, they say that sometimes think of the average IQ and then thinking that half of people are below that. So it happens. Sometimes those people are real estate developers and that's what choices they make. So regardless, we're going to end on a high note there. Thank you guys for being here. Have a great 4th of July weekend and I'll see you next time.
Okay.
Have a
Bye
happy
bye.
Thanks,
4th, everyone.
Delano.
Thank you.
Bye.
Glad we ended like it was enjoyable.
You got it. Yeah.